So, you could have just ignored each other for a month.
We did tell our names to each other.
Yeah, but I don't remember them.
I don't remember.
If you want to do any role-playing about that month, go ahead.
Yeah, let's
Okay, so
let's
you-
roleplay the whole month in real.
Yeah, awesome.
in real time.
Every single minute in real time.
Day one.
Longest season ever. Nobody leaves till it. We played a month's worth of Dark Heresy.
Dear Diary.
And we have to do it as a marathon.
Oh god.
Dear Journal, I'm slowly losing my mind.
I've been together
Day
with
10
these
of the
people
month
for
of
10 days now.
10 minutes in.
I see visions
Damn
of the
it,
Emperor.
why didn't I go to take a shower before this?
15 minutes in. I think I'm going to kill Zaydian.
Pretty sure that would take less than 10 minutes.
I'm a very... how would you say it?
10 minutes in,
Except-
Zadion gets killed, 7 firebombs detonate.
No,
There's a-
somebody stabs a death charge on your fuel canisters.
And throws you out of the airlock.
Fire! Open the
are
airlock!
the, what was thermobaric bomb?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zedion, the walking thermobaric charge.
Yeah, that's what I think Zaydian does in his free time. He just makes fire bombs, nothing else.
I really should get that, then I could just be tinkering away.
Okay, so
I'm actually extremely flammable right now. 5
Really?
flame canisters and 7 firebombs, yes.
Remind
And
me,
1
what's
bottle
that?
of alcohol.
Remind
should
me, what happens when a flamer jams?
Oh, no, nothing.
I think nothing happens.
you
It
know,
automatically kills the enemy, that's what happens.
at this point,
You
Zaydian
get
should
righteous
just
fury.
okay. At this point, Zaydian should just cover himself in holy promethium and just fuck it.
To be fair, most of us spent like the first 2 weeks just finding the equipment that we want to buy.
That's true.
Oh yes, and I have 4 candles, so I'll always have a little flickering flame on me.
You should just run at the enemy, they'll be too terrified to even fight you.
So, suddenly, your class changes into a
When we
monk.
want to intimidate someone, we just pull out the lighter and push it near to Zaydian.
Oh. Anyways, after your month of downtime, you're called to the Inquisitor. Upon entering, he greets you. Ah, acolytes, good morning.
Morning!
May the Emperor be with you, sire.
And you. You have performed admirably on your last mission, which is why I've decided to trust you with something more high profile. There have been some strange suicides in the Orsa hive. What the fuck am I calling this?
Well, kind of.
On the world Selvi.
How
Do we know-
despicable, avoiding the Emperor's duty.
Do we know anything more?
These suicides have been quite gruesome, to the point where they are just unnatural. Clawed out eyes, chewed through arteries.
I don't think those are suicides.
Certainly doesn't sound like it.
You wouldn't think so, but at least one of them has been observed.
And he's.
Well,
So
the ending of it.
So there are how do you call it?
Any survivors of these suicide attempts?
None.
No, but there are people who have seen them.
Here's the kicker. All of them were nobles.
No, Wolf.
The ones who observed were their servants. And another interesting thing. In the possession of each of those nobles, in fact, always close to their bodies, have been found some very strange and heretical artifacts.
Is there any proof they are not theirs?
Ah, a miracle. The Emperor himself made them kill themselves for possessing such heretical items. Blessed be the Emperor.
Possibly, but I do not think so. We have reports of their behavior changing quite a bit before their death. It is more likely that these artifacts had an influence on them.
Huh.
So someone turns them and hunts them for sport.
So, nobles getting killed.
Then we must find whoever is delivering these artifacts and stop this spreading of this damnable heresy.
Precisely. You are also to find out if anybody else has acquired one of these artifacts.
Do we have any contacts on the planet?
You have. There is an interrogator called Brutus. He has been somewhat undercover in that hive. He will be your contact, though you will not be present with him for most of the time. We would like to preserve his undercover state.
Anything else?
Yes. You are going to deal with some very powerful nobles. Do not antagonize them.
Do they know we are coming?
Not now, but they will. You will be issued some inquisitorial badges. That will give you the authority you need to talk to the arbiters, to demand the release of these artifacts, which you will bring into your possession, and then send back via Brutus. They may also help you if you need any military aid. We do not know what is going to happen.
Is Brutus acting as our superior commander on this mission?
No, he is not going to be that direct of an influence.
So up to us.
You will be largely autonomous. You can always call on him for help, and he will be your go-between. You will have a direct line to me, and anything you want to send to me or back to the Inquisition, you can send through him. During your stay, you'll be staying with an old friend of mine. He's a noble called Lord Valen.
Is he trustworthy?
I would trust him with my life. We go way back. Now, if you need
My
any...
lord, if we encounter one of these heretical items, how should we proceed? I have been under the understanding that touching such items might lead to a chaotic presence lingering in whoever touches them.
Your first priority is to get them back to Brutus. Doing so without touching them will be up to you. It should not be that hard to find a way.
Understood.
If you need any money to bribe officials, you can always go to Lord Valen. He will give you an advance and I will have to settle debts with him. Do not waste my money, please.
I just smirk.
Carte blanche, everybody, carte blanche.
It very much is not.
Oh,
You do not want your Inquisitor pissed.
Power armor for everyone.
yes.
I believe that will fall under wasting money.
Well, I mean,
Well,
who needs
if-
to bribe them when you could just run into them and...
Now, I can't stress this enough. Do not antagonize powerful nobles. Just you being there uses up political capital I have. If you antagonize those nobles, it will make every mission from here on out, for both me and my acolytes, harder.
Right, it's
You can burn a lot of bridges and find yourself in a position where you are no longer useful to me, where you become a liability if you have a noble house carrying a grudge.
fairly well.
Tread carefully. Do not accuse nobles of heresy without condemning proof.
I shall be on my best behavior.
I look with
certainly hope
worry at Zedion.
I'll be rolling a lot of willpower tests.
so. Yes, you will.
Dismissed?
Now, any more questions?
No.
You will leave within the hour. Your transportation has been arranged.
Oh.
Dismissed.
Sir?
Emperor preserve us.
The Emperor protects.
Okay, so let's say this in advance. We don't accuse no one if we just want to. If we know someone is, we just quietly dispose of him. And let's try not to announce ourselves that soon.
As quietly as we need to.
Yes. We don't need to. We don't need
Yeah.
to don't need to tell everyone we are members of the Inquisition.
But heretics are
Zedion suddenly
heretics.
becomes very sad because he was
packing his bag full of Inquisition banners.
Yeah, let's not go around and announcing ourselves as.
Aww.
We'll involve the arbiters and the others only if we need them.
Actually, out of character, the whole game is based around that we're supposed to be like these stealthy ass acolytes that don't go.
And but
Stealth. Could I possibly buy a silencer for my flamer?
I will burn him.
Yes,
Very
you can,
silently.
you can buy a silencer for your flamer. It comes
No.
in variations of wood or steel and is a cork.
Clearly, you haven't played Elder Scrolls. All you need to do is crouch.
Yes.
True. Stealth
Then,
attack.
then you can strip your enemy, and you will.
Is someone
Must have
there?
been the
Oh,
wind.
Is someone there? Oh, the arrow in my eye must have been the wind.
Yeah.
I used to be an adventurer, but then I got a flamer in my.
Kneecap.
So,
Wait, that doesn't make any sense.
well, it does. Well, the arrow in the knee thing is basically.
Maybe if you like bash it or burn it.
Well, it's an anecdote to being married. So.
I used to be an adventurer like you, and then I got my legs burned off.
And then I met a bloodletter.
Those are not
Let's
tough.
get to our transportation.
Upon returning to your quarters to pack your things, you find an aide of the Inquisitors, who later leads you to your transportation.
So thoughtful.
Road trip.
You are shuttled to a different, more commercial spaceship. And after about a week's worth of warp travel, you arrive safely at, what do I call the hive? Orza?
Yep.
At Hive Orza.
With the gentle singing of Zedion ringing in your ears. He has
Yes.
been singing traveling tunes the whole
Yes,
week.
I can see him seeing like 99 million bottles on the wall.
We're on
99
a
million bottles
spaceship.
of Amazon on the wall, 99 million.
Yeah. So,
Upon this,
go on.
upon disembarking, an old man runs into Zedion. I'm sorry, sir. Please, forgive me. And hustles away.
When I
No
see
harm
that,
done.
when I see it, I immediately say check your pocket.
Emperor be with you.
Check your pockets.
My fire bombs!
You check your
Like
pockets,
shit
and
box.
there is something there that wasn't there before. A slip of
Can I-
paper.
You take it out.
I shall take it out and
Can I
understand what is.
Can I
scribbled
still
on
see the man?
He has disappeared in the crowd.
Okay.
It's a sequence of numbers. You would guess that it's a combeats, not signal.
it. Frequency.
Frequency, yes.
We had
Yeah.
com beats, right? Microbeats.
No.
You might want to buy those. Those are
Yeah.
really useful.
How much do they cost?
Like 25
Why?
crowns each.
Oh,
Technically, you
Inquisitors not
can't even change the channel on those.
so
I'm saying you can.
Does-
There's
does-
alternate Heresy and you can change combat
does-
frequencies.
Technically, you would have to get one of those radios, and those are expensive as shit.
That doesn't care.
Box
Who-
sets.
Doesn't matter. So does everyone have enough money for those?
Nope.
I can.
I already have one.
I can borrow the 25.
Well, we can use that one. We don't know.
Yeah, but like if all of us have them, we can communicate when we are distant.
That's usually the first thing you have to buy, combeats
So you can buy those, or you can add those.
or
I'll give-
microbeats.
I'll lend you my money. Let's say we already bought those at the ship.
Yes, I'm saying you bought them previously.
Everybody
you want
got
them.
one for free. Just cause.
No, you get to pay for them because I'm evil.
We have
That's-
a really cheapskate Inquisitor.
Say that to his face.
Hey, he gave you 100 thrones. You can spend 25 to buy 20 to buy microbeats.
Okay, so when we use
I
the
already
first,
have one. I will put in the frequency.
Okay, then I will read it out to you.
You put it in the
Not in the public place.
Read it and see if it's something that we shouldn't read in the public.
The frequency
I
is
will
1,
take
3,
the paper
3,
and
7.
then put it in my comlink without anyone having to say anything.
So what's on the frequency?
right now. Silence.
Good. Can we?
Speak. Yes, that is usually
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you do with a microbeat.
Hello.
The eagle has landed.
Tango down.
Hello,
The
acolytes.
Aquila has landed.
And you are?
I am Interrogator Brutus.
Doing
Most commendable way of contacting us.
My status as undercover agent is to be preserved. It is the only way I can contact you.
Of course. Do you have any leads on those? On our goal?
Yes, all the information I have has been forwarded to Lord Valen. He is the only one here who knows how to contact me. Besides you, that is. Though I suggest you first stop B to the Arbitrates to reacquire the artifacts.
Very well.
That's a good idea.
They are currently in their evidence vault.
We shall do
I
so.
Where are the arbitrates located at the moment?
They have large headquarters. It is very hard to miss.
By the by, does anyone have a data slate?
No.
I have a
Because a map would be quite useful.
I have a sacrificial dagger.
You also have a data slate that contained your mission from the last mission.
Yep, and it was blank. Basically everyone has one.
Yep.
Because it was blank. Almost.
Good. Then we can add, try to find a common port and download a map of the local area.
Is there anything else, Interrogator Brutus?
Nothing for now. If you need any help, any advice, any information, feel free to contact me.
Serg out.
The eagle has flown away.
The eagle is leaving.
The eagle is dead.
That too.
Not yet. That's when you explode. But the eagle is leaving right now.
Suddenly an elder shows up and shoots you. You're dead.
As Zedian suggested, let's find that the port for the map.
You find a somewhat helpful tech priest who offers you, to give all of you maps for a modest fee of 10 thrones.
Does anyone have barter?
It's
You're
a
really going
basic
to barter
skill.
down to 9.
I do!
Then barter.
He doesn't even ask for 10 thrones each, he just asks for 10 thrones.
Yes, and maybe
I'll kick in 3.
Give me a barter check.
Just give the man 10 thrones. He needs to make a living.
You get it for 12.
Zedian can pay it.
I'm pretty sure you failed by 6 degrees or more?
Yeah, my fellowship is 24. It's below average.
So you failed by 7 degrees instead of the basics. Oh no, you trained barter, didn't you?
Yeah, I do have it trained.
You still failed by 6 degrees.
Sadian, that's not even bartering. You're talking about different kinds of flames.
I would like to imagine this happening like you went up to him. Okay, we'll give you 11, but you have to do it quick.
Yes, I'll give it to you for 11.
And that's what I imagine Zedian saying. Okay, I'll give in.
12, my final offer.
Okay, I agree.
Okay, you can pay him then.
Okay, we get maps.
Good dealing with you, sir.
Do we-
You're a very skilled trader.
Do you actually have a map?
You are not.
He thinks he got the better deal.
Yes.
Now you should most likely notice that having Zedian roll for anything related to fellowship is a bad idea.
You shall be the one talking to the nobles.
Yes.
Remind me, why did you train barter?
I think it came as a standard one. No, I actually bought it. Yes.
Yeah, you paid good XP for that.
Yes.
Because I'm making a useless character.
Because why not? He's gonna die anyway.
Yeah.
Good point. You
Like with that fuel, he's basically just a walking bomb we can use anywhere, anytime we want. So, GM, do you actually have a map?
not for the hive, no.
Okay. So I assume we find the Arbites building.
Yes, you do. You greeted at the reception area. Greetings, gentlemen. What can I do for you?
We are looking for the commander.
And who might you be?
I flash the badge.
Ah, right this way. He brings you to the commander, knocks on the door, opens it. The commander is basically in a meeting right now. Sir, sorry to interrupt you, but there is somebody you have to meet. The commander is very annoyed, sends out the person who he was talking with, and
Who walks out?
who walks out, and
But who walks out? Like
Oh.
the person he sent away.
it's a middle-aged man, black hair, large.
Does he look wealthy?
He does look wealthy,
I greet him.
but he
Yes.
doesn't look like high nobility.
Oh, okay, then I don't greet him.
Wow.
He's wearing a peanut butter stained shirt.
No. No, he's not. He's not having a cell phone taped to his leg either.
You mean a data slate?
Yes.
How the fuck
And
do
a
you
microbead.
snitch the peanut butter?
You don't want to know. Anyways, you waved in by the commander. Who are you and what do you want?
Show him
We
the
are-
thing.
Yeah, flash the badge again.
We are Inquisitors. We are here
Ah.
investigating the recent happenings with the upper class.
The suicide scene.
Ah, very well. You will want to know the specifics, I assume?
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Well, there have been 4 suicides so far. The first one was Lady Ortega. She chewed through her own arteries, clawed out her eyes. Very gruesomely. We couldn't actually believe that was a suicide until the last victim was caught in the act by his servants.
And do you have a way to contact those servants? We would like to speak with them.
Yes, they still work at the family mansion.
Could you give us their address?
Of course. And he gives you the address. Lady Ortega started showing strange behavior about 6 weeks before her death. She was always a solid opponent of gambling. Yet she started to engage in some high-stakes games of, well, you know the kind.
Heresy.
Yes, considering they use the Emperor's Tarot, that they are technically heresy. Though they are still quite common.
What about the others?
The second one was the head of House Tarsus. He also showed different behavior in the weeks leading up to his death. He used to be a very calm and patient man, but he became very violent and quick to anger. We believe it might have something to do with the... Well, honestly, we're not sure what it is exactly, the artifact we found with him. It seems to be a shiv of some sort. It has runes on it, it's always warm to the touch.
Did someone touch it?
I just told you it's always warm to the touch.
Yes, but like who touched it? That's why I expect him. Who touched the ship?
Well, the first responding arbitrates who investigated the crime scene, as well as the people who, well, take care of the evidence vault.
Okay.
I highly suggest
Thought-
or recommend that these people taken to the Ecclesiarchy temple and have themselves sanctified.
Yes.
Understood. Lady Ortega, the first victim, she owned a strange tarot, like the Emperor's Tarot, but with strange symbols on the cards. That was also put into the evidence vault. The third victim was the eldest daughter of Lord Pelron. In the weeks leading up to her death, she became very paranoid. hardly ever left the room anymore. Found with her was a mirror of some unknown metal. No tech priest could tell us what exactly it was, and it's actually the metal that is the mirror. It doesn't contain any glass.
Interesting. And what about the last one?
He was the third son of Lord Pallas. He, honestly, if he hadn't been seen committing suicide, we would have put this as a work of a death cult. He became very obsessed with death, dying, the end of things.
And is there any connection between these murders? Other than the way of death?
They are suicides, technically.
No, I mean, but between the people. Did
Well,
they...
they're all noble, so this could be a political for some
They're
more
all noble.
power.
No.
They all have horribly killed themselves, and all of them have been found with strange artifacts, some obviously of Xenos origin.
Okay, because this is something to especially like think about it. The guy with the sheath, he was bloodthirsty corn. The guy was thinking about that. That's Nargo. The lady she gave to her vice gambling. That's Nargo. And the girl with the mirror, that's Zench. One for each guy.
My ears are almost bleeding from hearing these blasphemous names spoken out loud.
That could very be well, too.
Yes, this is...
Usually these kinds of things truly are just political gain and
No, this-
such.
There is no. Were these people connected in some way? Did they, for example, frequent the same sort of places? Any clubs or?
Were they a
such?
part of any political group or something along those lines?
No, though they quite often frequented. But nobles tend to throw parties, and they tend to invite everyone who has rank. So all of them went to those parties often. Other than that, the victims are vastly different. Lady Ortega was an old spinstress with honestly not much wealth or rank to her name. The head of our Tarsus was obviously the head of an entire high noble family. Where the third son of Lord Pallas, he didn't stand to inherit much. He would have been minor nobility at best after his father's death. The eldest daughter of Lord Felron, she was betrothed.
To whom?
Now that I think about it, I believe a young member of House Tarsus.
There's the connection.
And you have not identified anyone who would have something to gain from these untimely demises.
No one. Most of them don't even have any political histories, connections, aspirations.
Well, that takes my theory out.
Where were these bodies found? Was it random or?
Always in their homes, in their own private rooms.
So it was always someone who knew them.
It
And
was
what the artifact
always
of-
servants.
But what was the artifact of the last victim?
A Momet. A very kind of a very small Xenos mummy. Well, we assume it's Xenos, we don't know what it is.
Oh no, it's the same mummy! It's come up to running joke!
Does anyone
What are
have
you
any
talking
other
about?
the mummy from my last time?
That was in character.
That was out of character!
So does anyone have any other questions?
I truly cannot think anything now.
I understood that you had these items under custody. Yes.
Yes, they are in our evidence vault.
Could
Yes.
you
We would
take us to-
wish to observe them.
We were supposed to recover them.
Of course. I shall send someone with you down there.
Thank you, Commander.
Jenkins? An officer enters.
Leroy!
Leroy Jenkins!
Fucking Jenkins, every single Dark Heresy game that I ever played has a guy named Jenkins in it. And he always fucking dies.
I
Good
think
to
we
know.
will have Jenkins pick up the things to put into a box.
Yes, they already touched them, so why not?
First
Then
time
at
he
least
was
has chicken.
Jenkins, show them to the evidence vault. They have come to retrieve the evidence from the 4 suicides of the nobles. But, sir, that is highly unusual. That is an order. Well, very well. Follow me. He leads you down to the evidence vaults. They have really big steel doors. Honestly, more like a bank vault.
This is a good thing.
Leads you inside to the place where the artifacts are supposed to be. That's strange.
What is strange?
Well, the filing system says it should be on the shelf. The box with
Should-
all the 4 artifacts. But they're not.
Who has access to these vaults?
There's about half a dozen officers who maintain the evidence vault.
Get all of them here now.
Understood. He returns about 10 minutes later with half a dozen people behind him.
Psycho, do a Psynescence test.
It is called Psyniscience, thank you very much.
Does it do it?
I don't know how these things are pronounced. Sorry, I was. Do you speak High Gothic?
Do you speak? I got it. That is 1 degree of fail.
Okay.
Ah, I was merely pronouncing it in High Gothic because I speak High Gothic.
Oh,
There are small traces lingering of something that had to do with the warp.
yes, lingering. So, but not.
Also, you have... Isn't Science willpower?
Perception.
Ah, so it's not even a full degree of failure. There are small traces of
That's
the
actually
warp
true.
presence lingering, but you really can't tell if it was anything other than the artifacts.
And can he? He can't feel even a linger on any one of those, right?
No.
Like people. Okay.
Not at least yet.
Damn it.
Must have been a while ago.
I take the guy who took us here to the side, and is there any record on who accesses these vaults or anything of those sorts?
You must
Well,
have
yes,
a surveillance feed.
We have very meticulous records of that.
Every
Uh,
time the vault is open,
Well, yes.
let's bring those also.
He returns with a ledger.
Okay. When was the last time you saw the items were here?
I didn't personally see them.
Who saw them?
I would assume one of those 6 here.
I turned to them, and who was the one who saw these? Who bring the artifacts here?
One of them stepped forward. I brought the shiv and the mirror. Olsen over here brought the other 2 things.
When was this?
Well, around the time the suicide happened.
Week ago, 2 weeks ago, month ago.
Well, the first one was 6 weeks ago. The second one, 4. Third and fourth were both 3 weeks ago.
I turned to the guy who brought the last things, and those items were still here when you brought them.
Well, yes.
So when I turned at the sheet, the ledger, who accessed the vault in those 3 weeks?
Well, all of us.
Oh, okay. Who can remember these items being here?
They confer among themselves who last saw them, and the consensus seems to be about 2 days ago was the last time they were definitely
Okay.
seen.
Okay, and when I look at the ledger for the two last days, who was here?
Again, all of them.
Fuck it, how many times did they go to the vault?
Regularly, usually to either stow or collect something.
It is their
You
job.
don't have any picked feeds from this place.
I'm afraid not, sir.
No surveillance.
Do any of those 6 look agitated, or are they sweating?
Yes, make
They're
an awareness check.
all agitated. Some,
No, but do they look nervous?
Yeah.
yes, they all look nervous. Some people they don't know are asking questions and they don't know why.
Okay, well they know why, because there's no artifacts there.
I'm
Well,
sorry,
they know.
they don't know why you people are asking the questions.
That is good. Leave them guessing. I take the others. Okay, stay here. I take the others to the side to discuss. So this is a problem.
Yes.
We have to recover those items.
Yes, one of those.
Who knows into what hands they might have
One
fallen.
or more of them took them.
Or someone might have broken in.
Or perhaps they've just left on their own accord.
Don't see how anybody could break in here.
Yes, it looks pretty good. We're well secure. But then again, the person who killed the 4 nobles was able to get in their homes without being detected.
Perhaps a small mummy let them out.
There is
Perhaps redistributed them.
To be fair, this is not the first time that we've seen teleporting.
Yes, but can you make a wider psionism check, like to check the general area around, like, I don't know, a few kilometers wide, to see if you detect any psyker or war activity at all?
I can try.
Well, then try.
Very well.
Yeah, that's
All
Ah,
of the successes.
There's traces of the warp taint remaining where the artifacts were stowed,
Yes.
as well as on the 2 who stowed them.
Good. And good thing I have. No, I don't have. Okay.
I
We
point
can
this
dismiss-
out.
We can dismiss the 4 others.
Yes. Does anyone have manacles?
I have an explosive collar. Does that work?
Yes, that worked great. Put it on one of them.
What the hell?
I'm not.
But I don't want to. I'm an arbitist myself.
Oh, that. Okay, one of us should fetch or I tell Jenkins to fetch the commander.
He returns with the commander, not 5 minutes later.
Commander, you have traitors in your ranks.
What makes you say that?
We can detect the presence of the warp on them. The same presence that was on the items that were stolen 2 days ago.
The 2 speak up. Yes, we're the one who stole them.
You could have said that 5 minutes ago.
We did.
They did.
Yeah.
They did-
Stowed,
it-
not stole.
Yeah, but like,
Stowed.
stole. I heard stole.
Yeah, I thought you did.
Yeah, but
I'm sorry. They
Oh.
they are the ones who put them into the evidence vault
Oh,
and into the box they were in.
I heard stolen. Like you said, like they were stolen. I didn't.
No, I tried to say stowed like this.
Oh, sorry, I misheard you.
Stop.
Okay, then that makes a difference. Can we like roll back to last 5 minutes?
Of course.
Because I said just. But how long would that kind of person stay on a person if they only carry them for a little while?
It depends on the strength of the artifact. Potentially for years if it was a very strong one.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Then we're still talking. And can he, in the psionism check, since it was such a astounding success, and I asked him about the general area around Arbetas building, could he like detect any other trace in the surrounding area?
There doesn't seem to be a trace of some longer exposure. Basically just at the place where they were stowed.
Okay.
Can our
It is
psyker-
notable that the presence there is stronger than on the 2 who stowed the items.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to ask that. Can the psyker discern how like great the taint is? Would it be sufficient to actually influence
Well, that was
arbitrates?
2 successes.
Most likely not.
Considering arbitrates most likely will have a rather high willpower just because they are arbitrates.
It would most likely not influence them at all.
Hmm.
When I observe or can I make a perception check to see if I notice anything weird about the place where the items were?
Of course.
Okay. Perception check. That's a success. Oh no! I have
No, it's not.
Yeah, totally a fucking success.
I got with the whole perception 31.
There's an empty place in the storage where a box was.
That's useful.
I fail
That's
even
even
more.
worse.
You see shelving.
Hmm.
I will go out on a limb and guess that the items were stored on these shelves.
You are in a room. You are relatively certain that you are in fact inside a building.
Like you can't be sure.
You cannot be sure.
Oh man.
This always
Let's get all of these bad rolls out of here before we hit combat.
I didn't roll 1d100. I just rolled.
Victor's still fucking.
It doesn't matter.
That's the roll.
That's your roll now.
Alright.
And excuse me while I turn on the lights.
Okay, so
Would have been funny though.
There we go.
Victor still thinks that he's still on the spaceship.
Not quite sure if inside spaceship or
is this a dream?
Is this reality?
is this the real life?
I've had my eyes closed this entire time.
We're inside the matrix.
Alright.
Okay, so
Alright.
does anyone have any ideas how we're going to deal with it? Because I don't think interrogating the
Well,
is useful or appreciated.
yeah, we can leave that to these
There is no way
RPDs.
that our pet psyker can try to sniff out where the items have gone by focusing on what sort of warp
And the
presence there is,
boxes.
Trace them, yeah.
and then like do the whole bloodhound thing, except with psyker.
I'm not a dog!
Yet.
Not yet.
He would have to be relatively close to find them.
Okay.
Okay.
But
Science
he could-
science
but he
isn't-
could still-
How big is the city?
But he could still like
Enormous.
try to attune himself so that if he happens to come close by to these items, then he would notice them more easily.
Yes.
Now here's an idea. Maybe since these items appeared next to the bodies, maybe they would just, you know.
What?
We don't know.
Well, it's possible that if the items.
Yeah, we could go check the corners just in case these
Yes, that is-
suicides.
Yes, it is possible that they are demons inside those weapons and they have a will of their own.
That is most likely, yes.
Or maybe they teleported to their homes. We have to check their homes too.
Yes, the site of the murders.
Yes, I believe there is nothing more that can be discerned from this place.
Yes, we can leave these
You
to there.
you two, please move. Please immediately report to the closest ecclesiarchy chapel for a proper sanctioning. You have been tainted by the warp.
Of course, sir.
You can let the rest go.
Of course. And they leave.
And now we're in the vault alone. Everyone grab stuff.
Yes. And what can we see inside the
I
vault?
happen to find a heavy flamer stowed in the evidence locker.
Is there actually anyone with us in the vault?
And there's still Jenkins.
And the
Is-
commander.
No, he's not.
What's
No,
his
no, I
what's
like
his toughness?
What's his toughness?
What's his perception opposed to my slight?
Oh dear.
Okay, let's get out of here.
Well, yes. Let's leave.
Jenkins, do you still have the body in your morgue? The bodies.
No, sir. They were given back to the families. They demanded it.
Oh, well.
You
That
don't
takes that.
translate
we'll
nobility.
have to go and discuss with the families anyway.
Yes.
Well, that could bring up problems since we're not supposed to agitate them,
We
so...
don't have to agitate them. We will ask
It is
them
not
to
it is
stay.
not agitation if we are merely concerned with the safety of their houses and the prosperity of their future.
It could raise a little bit of... Since we go and ask about their dead.
Well, we could. Well, there are.
Out
If,
of
we ag-
concern.
if there are no nobles left to agitate, we could wait till then.
I
Out of
guess...
concern, of course.
Let's go to. Let's go first to this Lord Wall.
Valen,
Yes.
the old friend of the Inquisitors. You might
Yes.
also want to consider telling Brutus that the artifacts are gone.
On the way.
I was actually thinking of that. So I'll switch my
Okay.
calm
Yep.
bead to.
Well, everybody
Which is them.
probably does that.
You
Brut-
switch to the Brutus frequency.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's really brutal. You can hear heavy metal in the background.
Brutus, we have a problem.
What would that be?
That
The artifacts are no longer in the vault when they are with the Arbitrates.
That is problematic. How did they disappear?
We
know,
are
I-
not sure. Neither are they.
It is possible that those artifacts are similar to something we already encountered once, and have a will of their own, and they can move through walls, through anything.
We have already eliminated, most likely eliminated the possibility of it being an inside job.
Yes.
Somebody might have stolen them, or the artifacts themselves might have simply vanished.
We do not believe the arbiters are compromised.
It is good to hear that the Arbiters are not compromised, but what you say about the artifacts is very concerning. You will have to find them eventually. They are implicated in the deaths of high-ranking nobles, and
I will-
must be brought to the Inquisition.
I have a
Of
feeling.
course.
I have a feeling more of those murders will happen soon.
That is entirely possible.
We have also deduced that all of those artifacts belong each to a different god of chaos.
Have you?
Yes, there is a shield. It produces anger and violence in the user. Then there was a tarot card which, well, the person who had it was a very proper and prim woman, but when she was in possession of it, she began gambling. She began living a decadent lifestyle, let's say it. Then there was a person who was, what was the lifestyle from the Nargawan? The one who said that talk about that.
Just with death.
Yeah, the death with the moment.
Yes, he
The mummy.
yes, there was a mummy. There's a small mummy who the person became obsessed with death. And the last person, I don't know what she did.
Was it?
She
that was
became
a-
very paranoid.
Yes, she
And
became very
locked herself in.
paranoid about plots. She became fearful in her life, like someone was trying to kill her.
So just as planned.
Yeah. Yes.
That is very concerning. I suggest that you talk to the servants who found the dead to find out more. The servants often know more about what's happening inside a house than the house's owners do. Besides
This is
that,
true.
you should probably talk to Lord Velen now. He will be both your source of introduction into the world of nobles, as well as your accommodation.
Anything else?
Understood.
Not from my side.
Thank you for the info.
It just
Good luck,
imagine,
experts.
like, out of character, if we just come to his room and he's already dead. Fuck.
It's
In his place, you find a moment.
Well,
I'm sorry, in
Well,
his place, you find a human mummy.
Let's go to
Dun, dun, dun.
let's go to this Lord Phelan.
And this time it talks.
And sings.
But only when you're not in the room. It's
That's right.
Schrödinger's mummy.
Yes.
It's gonna become our 6th party member.
Yes, he's going to be comic relief. After that, we walk in.
No, I have been replaced.
So he's the tech priest. Alright.
Makes sense. Alright, so you're going to Lord Valen's estate?
Yes.
You enter the estate, well, you knock on the front door. The door is opened by a butler. Good day, gentlemen. What can I do for you?
We wish
We
to
are
speak.
here to see Lord Valen. We are friends of his friend.
And how may I introduce you?
Just
What
tell
was
him.
the name of our
Ju-
the name of
Draxus.
our Inquisitor, by the way?
Just tell him Lord Inquisitor Draxus sent us.
No, not
No.
not with the title, just with the surname.
Yes, just tell him Lord Draxus sent us.
Understood. He leads you to a waiting room. Please wait here. I shall make introductions.
Can I see anything shiny?
Well, there's decorations,
floor is
vases.
terrible.
I like silverware.
You can probably find some silver cutlery if you go through the... what's the word?
The drawers.
Floors.
Yes, the
cupboard.
drawers. Thanks.
Okay. No, I'm not going to do anything because he would probably kill me or something along those lines.
I would burn you for stealing, which is heresy.
How long do we wait?
You wait about 5 minutes until a very well-dressed gentleman, who looks to be in his late 30s, enters the room. Ah, hello. Rex has told me you would be coming.
Yes. We have been told you would help us on our mission.
Of course. I am Lord Velen. For the duration of your mission, you are free to stay at my house.
Thank you kindly.
If you wish to traverse in the political and noble circles, I can make introductions. You can either do that as agents of the Inquisition, or I can provide a cover story of you for you.
That
We
would
shall
be
see.
most beneficial.
Yes.
Do you know did you know any of these dead people?
I met 3 of them on previous occasions. I knew Lady Octega quite well.
We were told she was quite a proper woman.
She was. Never drank, never gambled. Quite the oddity among nobles, really.
Since you knew 3 of them, did you know if they had anything in common?
Honestly, nothing I can think of.
We were told they frequented parties a lot. Who is
Well, that is common among all nobles,
Yes,
just as
but-
breathing.
Is there someone who is very famous for hosting parties, or is there some place where the best parties are hosted?
Well, truthfully, every noble is supposed to host parties every now and then. But there are some who are more famous for it. The Evening family hosts quite a lot of parties. So do the Elowins. Until recently, the Vanings did too, but their heir has become very reclusive lately.
Has he?
Does any of these noble families have a, how should we say, obsession with rare items?
Yes, artifacts. Things
You describe nobility as a whole.
No, but
Almost every noble has an obsession with a different kind
Is it
of
one of
rare.
us noble-born?
No.
no.
Oh, alright.
Well, not that you would know.
Yes, if Zadian's double one, I'm quitting the campaign.
He was a High Lord of Terra once,
Yes, and
but then he took a no.
Until he took a flamer to the knee.
yes, and
Yes.
then he was a chapter master of the Ultramarines, and then he was exiled.
But then he lost his gene seed
Yes.
to an abortion. I mean, what?
Eventually went mad. Now we're here.
Yes. He is the chapter master of the Missing Legion.
He is the
Oh, yeah.
chapter master of the Alpha Marine.
No, I would say the chapter master of Angry Marines.
No, he's not screaming enough for that.
Yes.
The
Also,
Black
using flamer
Legion!
for purpose.
Oh, wait.
Yes.
Is there anything else you could tell us, Lord? Or I am buried by with names.
Well, there have been some rumors going around lately, and I've heard that all the suicide victims have shown very strange behavior in the weeks before their demise.
What kind of rumors?
Well, there's a lot of them, many of them quite common among nobles. He starts telling you rumors. They include stuff like Lord Ilondel being seen sneaking around the Evening family estate. Lady Elwyn has started holding nightly gatherings, which are semi-secret.
And it was the Evelyn hair that was become a recluse, right?
No, that's the Vaning hair.
Oh.
Hair.
And
He hasn't left the house in weeks, apparently.
Lord Belland, would you say any of these rumors are based in truth?
Well, I can't say about Lord Ilondel, but Lady Elwyn hosting, let's call them secret meetings since we don't actually know what the meetings are for. And the heir of House Veining not leaving the house are pretty much fact.
Castling inside their home seems
Do you
to
know-
have been a normal, a common feature among these recently deceased.
Do you know this Lady Berlin?
Not Lady Veining, Sir Veining.
Sir Berlin, sorry.
Soon to be Lord if his father does not recover from his illness.
Not the recluse one. I mean the lady who.
Oh, Lady Elowin.
Elowen. Yes. I'm bad with names. Get used to it.
I have met her before. I wouldn't say we know each other well.
When did his father become ill?
Oh, he's been ill for a long time. 6-7 months. He drifts in and out of consciousness.
Alright. Most likely not anything related to this, but...
Everything is related somewhere. Think about them. Does anyone want to ask anything else?
Yeah...
Can't think of anything.
We could maybe use some sort of assistance in facilitating
Bodies.
some, you know, normal transactions with non-nobles.
Right. Let's call them what they are.
Yes. We don't have a need for that yet.
If you need bribes or hush money, I can give you the money you need. Grexis will have to settle accounts with me later.
Yes. He informed us of that.
Oh, try not to waste his money. He's a real miser about it.
Of
Yeah.
course not.
We have seen that.
We
And,
go to the
it's-
closest bar and a shit ton of Amasek.
Amasek and firebombs for everyone.
It's Russian roulette. You either drink the firebomb or the amasek you don't know beforehand.
And you're using an auto pistol for the Russian roulette.
Let's do that with the Rodgut. The Rodgut burns in your throat even more than the fireball.
Most likely.
No, after drinking you have to smoke. That's when you see the difference.
So does Lord Valen give us the money or?
No, he basically
no,
tells you to come to him if you need some.
Okay, okay.
And is there a channel we could contact you easily?
Yes.
Well, I usually don't spend time on such things as comm beats, but you can contact James here, and he nods to the butler.
That will work nicely.
But that butlers are always the... Yeah, no.
They're always the murderer.
No, it's always the gardener.
It's always the demons.
That too.
It's always the demon host. Nobody ever suspects the demon host.
Everybody suspects the demon host.
You sound like you had bad experience with demon hosts.
Nah.
Well,
That was one wild summer.
Yes. Who even needed that planet actually?
well, our kind of deals with them
Nobody liked that.
every once in a
anyway.
while.
Okay, I think we're kind of done here.
A second.
That is all. Then could you point us to our the place where we should stay?
Give us a
Oh,
second.
James will show you to your rooms. If you would follow him?
Yeah, we should at least find where we're going.
So where are we going?
To your rooms.
Oh,
We're following
let
James.
us stay here for the rest of our lives.
James- Essentially leads each of you to a suite of rooms, which would classify as a large apartment in most places.
Okay.
Excellent.
Classy.
Do we have shared rooms or?
Oh no, each of you has a different suite.
Sweet.
When I go through the drawers, can I find a silver knife? Like a cutlery knife?
There's no cutlery in your suite.
Okay, in the kitchen or in the dining room or somewhere.
Yes, that would be where the cutlery is.
I steal one silver knife.
You steal this knife from
Heretic!
the from the dinner room.
Yep.
Well, one of the many.
Yes.
How many corruption points does he get?
0. That's
50.
Roll a d100.
Okay.
100. Fuck.
You
All of the
immediately
corruption.
die.
You touch the knife and you fall unconscious and you
Yes.
lost to the warp. Goodbye.
It's a demonic item.
Come on, roll the d100.
Okay.
Really?
Do it.
13 does nothing.
You hear a voice in your head. Hello there, partner.
Good to see you again. Good to hear you again. Better. This character has a history of voices in his head.
Well, you have one more now, as you have been
They
possessed by
talk to him, they understand.
What?
Wait, everybody is serious. Shit.
I mean, no, of course you haven't been possessed by a demon.
Of course not.
That would
This
be
is not
silly.
everybody's John. God damn it.
Don't worry.
I think the next Sinescence test will be hilarious.
Everybody is Sicarius.
Don't worry, Sebastian. I'll roll up a demon host. Don't worry. I'll do it
No,
for you.
I don't even know it's a demon. I just think I become a schizophrenic.
So guys, gather up. We need to discuss what is our course of action here. Should we go and ask their families?
We should investigate the size of murder if the weapons haven't returned there.
Yes.
Then we should probably talk with the servants that will look at the bodies. If they were.
Yes.
But I have the feeling that they are either burned or beyond our reach.
Yes.
You're a very good minion.
Yes.
That's the only word you can say, isn't it?
Yes.
Are you hurt?
My head explodes.
You know, you know, once I knew this fellow who was an ogre, and for some strange reason he wanted to become a psyker. Could you just imagine that?
Well, I don't know. It would be probably something along those lines that a demon would contact him and he would be okay.
The
You're
most
so-
dangerous
yeah.
psyker of them all.
Yeah. Like, but think of a psyker with the durability of a ogre.
Well,
They know only
let-
one. They only know one psychic power: Holocaust.
Yes.
Well, we'd better move out before all evidence is lost.
Okay, are we going to do this together or are we going to split in teams?
I think
We
it
should do
would
this
be a bad idea to split up
Okay.
at this point.
Just asking.
Remember all those times that splitting up has worked? No, you don't. Exactly. So
Let's time it work.
Well,
By the way, how presentable do we look currently?
Well, considering
I have ecclesiarchy robe, so I look pretty presentable.
I have
Well,
garter
you wear your ecclesiarchy robes under your guardsman flag armor.
I will change that order, because I like the feeling of guardsman flag armor against my naked skin.
sorry, I only have poor quality clothing and the armor.
I have
Well,
my
I-
uniform. Oh wait, we can go to the Adeptus, and I'm also an Adeptus, so I can wear my uniform and be like, hey guys.
Okay, I have a protective body glove. On that I have my guard armor, and on that I have a cloak.
We didn't order a gimp.
So, yeah, you look like a gimp. But essentially, so does every assassin.
Yes.
Anyways, none of you look presentable to the nobility at all. You all look like you would be at home in a war zone.
And I'm not going to change into noble clothes and leave behind my armor. I'm just saying that now. No matter who we're going to meet.
Well, we can just put something on over this to at least look somewhat.
Should we go
Clothing
and
doesn't tend to conceal bulky armor.
Shut up.
Just take a cloak over it.
Voice in my head.
just thinking if we should try to fit in a little bit better?
Who has the highest fellowship?
Me!
No.
Probably me.
Okay, so you're going to be the Inquisitor, we're going to be your guards.
Victus has the second highest.
Mhm.
Then comes Promethean.
Yeah, he has 34 fellowship, and then yeah, Victus has 35. Yeah.
And then
No,
comes Sadian. Kind
What?
of. No.
What? I
Wait,
have
Sergar.
24.
I have 22.
Yeah, Surge has 2 less than me. We are both like
I'm
completely
more of a,
unlikable people.
I'm more of a stabby instead of a talky.
So why is he talking all the time?
Because nobody really wants to leave the party.
Yeah, and I'm good at monologues.
Go on, you high fellowship people.
Well, I would talk, but
So you probably should get some better looking clothes.
yes, I think we can ask.
Yeah.
What was it, Lord Melon?
Velen.
Ask him from something from his personal wardrobe.
If he has some old things that are out of style by now.
Yes, we're going to be presented as your guards.
Lord Velen will happily supply you with clothing.
But
That would be
that's
appropriate to meeting nobles.
Okay.
Success.
Can I get a set of clothes just to have them?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
So-
going to guess what you're next going to do. Sell the clothing.
Maybe. No, but I'm making a collection.
You are becoming a used clothes salesman.
Yeah, but those are like noble clothes, and those are quite expensive,
I know.
even though they are used.
Okay, now that we are looking a little bit better, let's go and meet the nobles. Which house should we go to first? There were
Better
more
question.
victims.
What have you decided? Are you going to introduce yourself as Inquisition? Do you
Oh,
want a
basi-
cover story?
Well,
Well,
sorry.
the cover story, something along those lines, like Cain is basically a noble, or something along those lines, and we are his guard. He was sent. Why would he ask about bodies? That's a good question.
No, did the noble, the Lord Melon, did he it sticks, Lord Melon is...
Lord Melon.
yes.
God damn it.
Go me!
Yes. So, did he have a plan? Because he said that he could introduce us as...
Yes,
That's
he can
not
introduce
Inquisitorial.
you at any time during a party. Essentially, you'd make your official debut among the nobility.
Okay.
And he would introduce you as relatives from a different world.
I went to have a vote right now.
I think we should
I
still...
went. Wait. I want to have a vote before we do anything. When we're at the party, Zadian is going to be mute. Like we're going to say he's mute.
Well, he's quite likable. Sometimes.
I stare at you blankly.
I'm a melon lord. Whoa.
Yes.
So he is renamed Lord Melon now.
Yes.
Yes, he is.
Melon.
I'm oddly satisfied with that.
Yes, but what sort of cover story should we have? I think we should be some sort of
Oh.
still have some sort of like
I know you
investigation thingy
you
so
should-
that
you
we can
should
actually
you should
reasonably
introduce
ask these questions.
you should introduce yourself as Lord Sardan, and that something similar happened to on a we'll think of like an imperial planet, or you're basically a noble son of a noble family. Something similar happened to your brother, and now you heard something along those lines happened here. So you are investigating to try to get closer to the truth of your family member's death.
But you
have-
hire these inquisitors, and they're
No, we're just bodyguards.
that too.
You don't hire the Inquisition. The Inquisition hires you.
But you must be called Lord Sardan.
Lord Sardon. God damn it, Marcus! It's
Very
not
quick.
Lord Sardine.
It's not Lord Satan either.
Lord Satan.
It's spelled Catan. I actually I always, because in Finnish that's most usually pronounced Catan,
Yes.
but
Yes.
but apparently the official way to pronounce that is actually Satan or Satan.
I prefer the Sardan.
Good to know. Did you know that in 40k there's the Catan?
The what?
They are star vampires.
Oh, Can I
Sweet,
play as
let's hunt them.
Can I play as them my next character?
They are literally the reason Necrons are Necrons.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I was
oh,
talking
you-
about the same. Same.
You mean
same
you
sort
mean
of-
the pseudo gods?
Yes. The guys who suck out stars
Yeah, the
for
deceiver.
nutrients.
Yeah.
One of
That would
them
be
most
pretty
likely is on Mars.
To
Yes,
be
but-
fair, all
And
of
he's
this
the
year.
machine god.
Yes.
He's the Omnissiah. And people think, people wonder why other people can't take this universe seriously.
Have you
To be
seen the Emperor gets a voice type machine?
No?
I'll send you a link later. When
Okay.
when you think like why nobody takes Warhammer seriously, that everything that ever happens weird in Warhammer is in there, like, and ridiculed by the Emperor himself.
Okay.
Well, no
So
kidding.
are we now ready? Are we now ready to? Do we have a cover story?
To be fair, his story involves a lot of lying, and I'm not a very good liar.
Well, you don't have to lie directly. Just use health troops. You are here investigating.
I have a counter proposition. We are part of a private investigation group hired by Lord Mellon to look into these
Yes, that
things.
is-
It's a much more easier lie and much closer to what we're actually doing.
It's not well. It's a health troop.
Wait, most of us are in the guard flag. Couldn't we just say that we're
If we say we're
part of
if we're
the
not-
Arbites or something?
No, again, they'd ask for ID. We are private investigators.
Hey, Arbitrace. But okay.
and if we said we're guardsmen, we're going to be laughed at.
I think private investigators is the
Yes, that sounds.
closest one. And when we are looking into the deaths of these people on behalf of the noble people pro bono, just as a promotional offer, and then we might later sell our services to them.
Yes.
You get the distinct feeling you might be able to talk to the servants that way, not the nobles.
Good.
We
They're
can
not
always,
going to give you the time of day.
We can always flash the badges
That's
later.
we can do that for the nobles.
Yes.
Right now we just have to talk to the.
We don't know if any of the nobles are directly involved yet.
And besides, like was mentioned before, the servants most likely know more about these things than the nobles.
Well, yeah, let's go knock on doors and ask them servants.
So, which place should I visit first?
Don't matter.
Well, there's 3 places where the corpses were found, and 1 place where one of the victims was found in the act of killing himself.
Well, let's roll a
Let's do the
1d4.
most recent one.
Yeah, let's go for the most recent one.
That would be Lord Palace's estate, where his 3rd son got caught killing himself.
Yes.
Yes.
You go to the estate. Who do you try to talk to?
We
I
just
suppose
like
it's
And
not
what
how
kind
do
of
you
as is it? Is it like gates and like walls
It's
surround
like
it?
the
Yes.
Or is it just a mansion?
It's a mansion, but it does have walls around it and gates.
It's a estate.
Yes, it's an estate.
Well, we press the door bell.
It has guards at the gates.
Yeah.
There is no doorbell in the estate.
Just push on the guard's chest and he'll
They use
eventually.
bell
And then he'll buzz.
I suggest,
I press his nose. No.
I suggest using a parade stick. He shall buzz sooner.
But of course, there are deliveries several times a day. So it's not like it's impossible to get in.
Well, shall we try to talk our way in?
I think that would
That
be.
seems like the best option. We're
Yeah.
not trying to get on their bad side.
Did we have the who had the highest fellowship score and the most
Okay.
presentable appearance? I think our Arbitrace might be a good choice here.
Yeah, he could say he's like if he's an arbiter, he does have ID, right?
Yes.
I have some sort of ID.
Yes, and you could say
So
you're-
he could flash that and tell that
Yeah,
he's a private
it-
that we are private investigators looking into the recent murder.
Yes.
We're willing to do it pro bono for the Lord.
Or Arbitrace investigators, maybe not private if I'm
Yeah,
presenting
let's-
myself as that.
look,
But
yeah.
then we would also be like
Nobody said
connected.
nobody said nothing about us. The others could have played us as private investigators that just have the help of the Arbiters.
Yeah, because the problem is that our lies will catch up really fast if they
Well, it's not a
pass
lot.
the Arbitrates. But
Yes, but the Arbiters know of us. They don't know they know we're Imperial, but
well, however you want to roll it.
we'll see what happens. So does
You can just flash your badge and say that we are investigators.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea for the guards. So I guess we'll approach the guards and hold up my badge and say, we are investigators. We are looking into the causes of these recent happenings.
I'm assuming the Arbitrate's badge and not the Inquisition.
Yes.
Very well, sirs. I'm afraid I can't allow you to go to the Lord Palace. But you can go to the crime scene if we accompany you.
Yes, that is sufficient.
Good.
One of them leads you to the crime scene. Well, the place where the guy killed himself.
What do we see?
It has been scrubbed clean meticulously.
Right? Can our psyker do a psionism check?
Yes, I shall.
Yeah, you should definitely get a plus because you know the energy of those of us.
Let's see. That
You get a plus 10 on that.
is-
That's a success then.
So it's a 25. You most likely have a perception higher of 25.
Yes, he does.
There
It's
we
no degrees, but he succeeds.
Yeah, I just succeed.
Good.
You know that one of these artifacts definitely was here and for a prolonged time.
Can he estimate the strength of the trace? Like, was it more pronounced at the barracks or?
It is stronger here than it was.
Yes,
Well,
yes,
this
that's
special trace is stronger here than it was
Yes,
at
that's
the
what.
warehouse at the vault.
Yes.
However, you
So-
assume that could just be build up, considering it was here at least 6 weeks or so, which is the
Also-
time his behavior changed, and
Also,
only 3 weeks in the vault.
it could be also the fact that the killing impoverished the weapon.
This is
That
what,
is
what
also
sort
a
of
possibility.
what sort of room are we in?
That's a good question.
We're outside?
No, wasn't he in his room when he died?
Yes, it is his room. Well, his suite of rooms.
Ah, all right. I look around and try to see if I can find maybe some sort of diary,
Yes.
perhaps.
I think all of us gonna go.
If he
into-
keeps some sort of records to see if there might have been some notes that he would have left from from his previous life.
Give me a search check plus 30.
And in which room specifically did the suicide happen?
What against what skill is that?
I believe perception.
Perception.
God damn it! My perception is just 28. Sorry.
In what room specifically did the murder happen?
It's a front room. Well, basically, it's a room from which you would either go to the study or to the bedroom.
Okay. Is there?
Someone else try searching as well.
Yeah, I'm just like, is there anything out of place in this room?
Not that you could tell, though. You assume that the carpets have been changed.
Is search basic skill?
Yes, search is a basic skill.
With a minus 30, you said?
Plus 30.
Yes.
It's a plus
So,
30 bonus, so you put a minus 30 on another roll.
Yeah,
I'm going to do the same.
Good.
Succeed.
You find something.
Maybe.
Well, with 16.
Technically, he barely fails, but yes. After searching for a while, since you failed by 1 point, you do in fact find a diary.
While that is happening,
But it's written in High Gothic, so only Zadion can read it.
can I go into? Will the guards let me into his study?
Yes.
I want to search there for anything that would, like a diary or records, something along those lines. Do I do the same roll?
Yes, search. It's against perception.
No, I mean, like, do I get a minus 30 also, or?
Yes.
Yeah, that's minus.
Nice.
15.
all of the
Well,
findings?
Kane already found the diary.
Yes. Do I find anything else?
Well, you find plenty of documents, stuff
think
that
a lot of
pertain
cash.
to his personal interests, as
Well,
well as plans
what-
for an upcoming party.
Oh, yeah, when I note the party thing, but do I note anything that would when I briefly skim it over that would be maybe connected with the murders or the artifacts or the other nobles who died?
As you're looking around, you find a hidden compartment in the desk.
Yes. Are the guards in this room with me?
Yes, the guard. One of them is with you.
Okay.
At that exact moment, I start spontaneously spewing a lot of imperial hymns as I am reading the diary,
Because when I find
distracting the guard.
the compartment is in the desk, right?
Yes.
So when I so I open it. What's inside?
There's a few letters in that.
Okay. Is the guard looking at me?
Such as the letter
no,
G.
he's looking away at the guy who insanely spouts
Okay.
imperial hymns.
I pocket those letters while I'm still bent over the desk. No, well, when I'm behind the desk, so he doesn't see them. And
All right, you pocket the letters.
okay, and close the Is there anything else in the compartment?
No.
Now,
Okay.
having sanctified myself with the prayers to the Emperor, I am ready to open this potentially heretical document and read what the diary says.
No, we're not. Okay, before you do that, the party were the others invited, like the others dead nobles, or is it
There's an entire guest list. It's fairly long.
like in the double, triple digits?
In the triple digits.
Okay.
It'll take some time for you to go through it.
Can I just get a photo of it? Could I just copy that onto my little slate, like the whole thing?
I'm going to say yes. I'm pretty sure that's not how it works in the 40k universe, but
yeah,
I'm
man,
going to say yes.
like you would use a tablet to just take a picture of it, something along those lines.
Picked
Again,
capture.
I'm pretty
Or a
sure it's not
scan.
how it works in the 40k universe, but I'm going to say
Yeah, but
yes.
that's just a matter of convenience.
Yeah.
Okay, so I do that.
I thought data slates were like the iPads.
They're
Yes, they are.
really not.
Yeah, but let's assume they are.
They're like a stack of documents,
Yeah, I know.
only powered by a battery.
Okay, I do that, and
You can't even play solitaire on those things.
and I
No.
urge
Unless you
Zaydian-
really try.
I urge Zaydian to read the diary.
Gather round, children, and I shall weave you a tale of intrigue. Okay, so I begin reading through the diary some 8 weeks back.
Yeah.
Since it
Dear,
was 6
dear
weeks,
diary.
6
today-
weeks and 6 weeks back when things started going wrong. So I want to see what happens before that, if there were some clues.
Dear diary, Senpai noticed me today.
Now I will
He
need to
is
kill
so
myself.
kawaii.
Okay, you start 6 weeks ago?
8 weeks actually.
8 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Assuming 8 weeks before the death.
Yes.
Yes,
Um,
to see the change.
the first 3 or 4 entries are fairly irrelevant, just the daily life of a spoiled brat. Then there's a paragraph. Today I got my hands on something very interesting. A mammoth of unknown origin. It will be the crowning jewel of my collection.
Collection.
Yes.
Heretical collection.
Continue.
Heresy.
There's some more consequential entries, but they get more fearful as it goes along. A bit more rambling, until he flat out states that I am looking forward to death. Death is the great equalizer, that kind of thing.
Does he, in any of those logs, reference the mammoth? Like, does he speak about it or write about it?
He always mentions how it's the best part of his collection, how he can't even bear to be separated from it. In the end, he refers to it as my friend.
I was hoping for my precious.
I was hoping for blood for the blood god.
Funny, because the High Gothic word for friend and precious are pretty much the same.
Dun,
No,
dun,
that-
dun,
Was the son called Golam?
dun.
No. He was
should-
called Smeargle.
Oh god. Oh god, Emperor. I ask, after having read all of this and paraphrased it to my colleagues, I ask the guard if he knows where the noble had his collection, and because we would wish to see it, as he refers to it so many times in his diary.
Of course, follow me. And he leads you downstairs to a basement that is essentially full of stuffed animals. No, that's not the right word. I'm sorry, that's a literal translation
No,
from the German.
That's the right word. We're going with stuffed animals.
No, it's dead animals prepared so they keep forever.
Taxidermied animals.
Yes.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think
I was
stuffed
going with the
animal.
literal translation
Yeah.
from German and then realized that's completely
Yeah.
wrong.
Nah, it's
It is pretty literal. It does make sense if you think of it right.
Yeah.
German is a very logical language.
Yes, it is. Except for the times it's not.
Yes.
So
which
I,
Seems to be most of the time.
I suppose we wouldn't find the mammoth here, would we?
No,
None of
you
us
find
look.
different kinds of animals from all over the place, all over the galaxy,
who,
Any
who
of which
killed
you
and
have-
stuffed this sweet Chirings?
many of which you have never seen before.
Can I see a Kruorian war beast?
What the fuck is a Krugian war beast?
Kruorian war beast.
It's a fucking
Are those
big
the lizard
thing.
people?
What?
Are those the lizard people?
No, it else. You can find it in I don't know where, but it's a
It's a
Think of
creature's
tiger.
anathema.
yes. Think of a tiger that's lizard-like, is very intelligent, so it can use tools, and is one of the deadliest things in this side of the galaxy.
I thought it was more like a
Give me a
cold
Forbidden
weapon.
Lore Xenos check to see if you have
I do
heard.
not have a Forbidden Lord Xenos check.
There you go.
Then you
can't
don't
do it.
recognize any.
Uh-huh.
Is there any very small animal that I could pocket?
There
You
are
wanna
some
s-
small animals. You are also being watched by the guards.
That is true. But I know that there are small animals here.
There are some small animals there, yes, but most are big.
Okay.
Oh.
Can we see a like central pedestal or some other place where the mummy most likely would have?
Yes, where he
Be
would place the
placed.
javel of his
Because
bullet.
Yes.
Yes, you can. It's stylized, although you, as acolytes, would not recognize it, like a Greek pillar. That's pretty much smack in the middle of the room, and it's empty.
This is not a Gothic pillar. Heresy. Psyker,
Sarnish
go. Mush.
Sniff.
Do the thing.
Gosh.
Do your thing.
No.
He didn't do the thing.
No.
It's a pillar.
There's very weak traces of it there.
At least we know.
Haven't been here in a long time.
Yes, I suppose he kept it close to him at all times.
And there was no mentioning in the diary of where he actually found or acquired this item.
No, he only said he got it. He only wrote he got his hands on it.
Okay, I think
and not
we
on the
have-
previous day either. That he was going to perhaps meet someone or do something late the next day.
Okay.
Today when he actually found it.
Only that he'd be going to a party, which almost all of his entries say.
But it was a specific. Was it a specific party? Like when I.
Well, yes, most
wait,
likely
wait,
because
wait,
it's
wait a
on that day.
No, wait, give me a second. Is the party held by the same person that holds the party that I have the invite list for?
No,
You
the
wouldn't
invite
know
list
that.
is for a party he was planning.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't say who was holding the party, just that it was on that day.
We can find that out most likely from Lord Melon.
Okay, I think we have everything we need.
Do we want to search this place?
I don't.
No need. I guess
Let's
you
get up.
did want to question the servants unless you already
Yeah.
did that.
Yeah, actually we do. So-
Well, fairly well. Then let's leave.
Can you take us to the servants that found the body?
Or who saw him
Yes.
commit
course.
the act?
It was one of the chambermaids. Mary, would you have a moment? Yes? these people would like to talk to you about the young lord's death.
Roll for hotness.
Yes, 1d20. I'll roll. She's a 12.
Average.
She's a
So
chambermaid.
like a 6. I mean,
Yeah,
Yes, basically.
Alright. No one gets an instant boner.
Yes.
Or, well,
You don't
I
get
don't know.
you don't get a minus to interaction.
I'm pretty sure that Zedion gets a -2 interaction just because she's a woman.
I get a -20 to my fellowship. My
gets
fellowship is now an effective 4.
Yes, he gets a -20 because she's a woman and she's not a
Wearing power armor.
Yeah, she's not a sororita.
I'm pretty sure he'd get a -30 for sororitas.
No, he gets minus for every woman that isn't a sororita because he believes that only the women are only fit to be the brides of the emperor.
To be fair, they are the brides of the emperor.
Yes, they are. I mean, why would I get a minus? We have so much in common to talk about.
You also like to purge heretics, yes.
And we both like flame weapons.
No,
we
I
both
meant like-
like emperor
No,
and
I meant like
heretics.
you get a minus if the woman isn't a sororita.
Yes. But with sororitas, I get a +30.
Yes, because you both want Senpai Emperor to notice you.
Yes.
hey baby,
Please fill us
President
with your...
Heretics
No,
Lady.
wait, that went completely wrong.
You also both think that the Emperor is totally kawaii.
Yes.
And you
can
feel
all
tingly in
ban
your
those
nether bits every
screw-
time you burn a heretic. I mean, what?
What was that?
Were we talking about something?
I'm
We're
not
gonna
sure.
question this girl.
Yes. And we were talking about this ball. She was just staring at us like, what the
Why
fuck?
are you talking about tingly nether bits?
It is only words of the Emperor, do not worry.
Yeah. We are
The
only
Emperor
carrying
has
out-
tingly nether parts?
Have you not heard of them?
No?
You should go to church more.
I can teach you about these things in privacy.
I need an adult?
Roll for charm.
Roll against your 4 fellowship.
Alright,
If you roll a natural one.
come on, let's do it. Ah,
How about no?
If you did it, you'd get instantly laid.
She gets she pepper sprays you in the eyes.
Zadion gets all
He
the
throws a
cookies.
bowl of stew at you.
It ignites your firebombs and you die.
The entire stage blows up. TPK.
Alright, that was good session, good session.
Problem solved.
End of session. Make new characters. So let's look. So she comes to us. Hello, miss. We were told you witnessed the death of the young lord.
I'm sorry, what?
Hello, miss. We were told you witnessed the death of the young lord.
Yes, I came in when he was chewing through his arms. There was blood everywhere. It was horrible.
Certainly so.
When you entered, then did you feel like did you feel something, oppressive aura, fear, or something that
Horror?
yes,
At the sight of my dead lord? Well, dying lord?
an unnatural emotion that you may not be able to explain why you felt it.
No, abject terror at the fact that my lord is killing himself would be rather natural.
Yes, very true. We were under the impression that your lord was into collecting dead animals. Is that correct?
Yes, he had quite a sizable collection. He has it downstairs.
Yes. Was by any happenstance any part of his collection present during his untimely demise?
Yes, while he was chewing through his arms, he clutched the mammoth.
Could you describe the moment?
It was small, about 20 centimeters, and like no creature I've ever seen. It
Although
hurts my
truth be
brain
told-
just thinking about it.
Does anyone have a sketch, like paper and something that she could potentially sketch out the appearance of this mammoth? on.
Somebody fetches a sheet of paper.
Good.
And she starts sketching it.
Roll for artist check.
D100. I'm stealing.
It looks like
Prometheus.
complete shite.
It looks like a piece of shite, but you can't tell if it's what it's supposed to be looking like.
Okay, good.
She just draws a circle and calls it shape.
It's circle with 2 eyes and that's it.
Yes, that's how it looked. Totally.
That's a stick figure.
Yes.
Did it have any symbols
It's a portrait of
on it?
Zedion. Yes.
That's too horrible to comprehend.
Yes.
A second small Zedion. A race of Zedions?
Say hello
That's-
to tiny Zedion.
Kill it before it breeds.
Wink, wink, cough, cough.
Don't suppose you have seen this item lately.
No, not since my lord's death. The Abrits took it.
Would you
And,
know anyone who would profit from your lord's death?
Not really. He didn't stand to inherit, technically.
But someone who particularly disliked him or had a grudge.
Well, there's always these silly feuds among nobles. It's
Yes, but
honestly hard to track.
something more pronounced.
Well, he had a long-standing rivalry with what's his face, with the heir of House Veining,
Did he?
but it was more of a, I would call it a friendly rivalry. They enjoyed antagonizing each other.
Would the young lord Balin by chance collect animals also?
No, he did not. Well, he does not.
How long was your lord in possession of this artifact?
About 7 weeks, give or take.
You wouldn't know who gave it to him, would you?
No, he just brought it back from a party one day.
And
Ah.
you know who hosted that party?
I'm afraid not, sir.
And do you know anyone who would know?
Well,
We can ask.
probably the nobles who went there.
Yeah, we can ask Lord Melon.
Okay.
I quietly whisper
I'm
to
done.
him. When after he acquired this this artifact, did you notice anything out of the ordinary when you were cleaning his room, for example? I would assume that you would have been close to the artifact in some during your daily work.
Nothing unusual with the thing, just gave me the creeps is all.
All right,
And hello,
Psyker.
Chrissy.
Psyker,
Silence.
do your thing.
Sniff.
Fairly well. Not unless I have like +20.
It wasn't in the kitchen.
No, I was more of like
From her.
That's the for the girl.
She doesn't seem to be carrying any warp trace on her.
Okay.
So
Thank you, my dear. You have been most helpful.
Of course, sir.
we can leave now.
But does anyone else wanna?
No, not really.
Well, I did want to ask to see the party, but I think that's kinda
That's for
impossible.
yes. Okay, so we go out, and when we're out, I pull everyone into a shady alley or somewhere, and just like say, "Do you love?"
Start stabbing.
No, say, "Do you love me?" or "Do you love me?" As I take out the letters from my pocket.
I hug and kiss you.
I stabbed you.
Heresy.
How many letters are there?
There's a good dozen.
Okay, let's go through them. I want you to say what's each inside every and each one. Word by
Yeah, no, maybe it's just a condensed version of.
They seem to be love letters.
From whom?
Dun dun dun.
To corn.
Well, we kind of already knew that he was.
They're
Yes.
addressed to Mariana.
There wouldn't be a last name, would there?
No, not in the letters.
And we
They
wouldn't.
were of very personal nature.
And we wouldn't happen to catch the name of the person he was. This wasn't the person. Was this the person who was engaged or betrothed?
You only caught her being called the eldest daughter of Lord Felron,
Okay.
and she was not engaged to him. She was engaged to the youngest son of the head of Horst Tarsus.
Yes, but it could be her.
Yeah, but we
Is there
don't know that yet.
Is there any in those letters? Is there any dirty secret or anything that could be used as a leverage?
Possibly.
Yes, then I want to look.
I
at
think most likely they're. Yeah,
Yes,
do they show that she was replying to his affections? Or was it a one-sided correspondence?
Okay, I'm sorry. I should be more clear. Those are her letters.
Ah, okay.
You
No?
assume that any letters she received in return she kept.
Okay, so
Okay.
it was an active mutual correspondence.
We don't know that, but probably. But
Well,
is there
you could tell it from the way that the letters are written, because if they are replying to something and then the next one is again a reply to something, that means that they are.
aside from the affair, is there anything in those letters that could be used as leverage?
Nothing. Just
Okay.
sweet talk about them.
There was
Can I-
nothing. How was the dates? There is no mentioning of the party 6 weeks, or actually 7 weeks by now back.
Anything about our victims?
Yeah, during the party when the noble got his little trophy.
There don't seem to be any dates or parties. Well, I'm sorry. There don't seem to be any dates on the envelope or inside the letters. There are questions to meet up at upcoming parties, but none of them are specifically named.
Okay.
And the question, I assume those letters don't have a seal or a signature or something along those lines.
No.
Okay, I pocket them again.
I think we should contact Lord Mellon and ask if he
Yes.
could help us put these parties potentially on a timeline, and also get the identity of who was hosting the party on where he got this artifact from.
So you attempt to contact Lord Mellon?
Yes, the James.
Exactly. James answers you. How can I help you, sirs?
We would like to contact Lord Valen. We have something important to discuss.
Of course. Might I inquire as to what?
No.
We need his expertise in
No, don't
finding
reveal-
some recent noble events.
Don't reveal anything. Just
Oh.
flat out no.
For that, I would be the source of information. I keep the Lord's timetables.
Yes, but there is something of a personal nature involved, and we know Lord Valen would be interested.
Of course. He takes a few minutes, but then Lord Mellon gets to the combat. Yes, how can I help you?
Lord Valen, you wouldn't happen to know the name of the daughter of the Taurus house, was she?
What was
Of
it?
Lord Felron.
Yes.
I have not met her. James? Yes, sir. What was the daughter of Lord Felron called? The eldest one, the one that killed herself. That would be Mariana, sir.
Dun
Oh.
dun dun.
I knew there was
Yeah,
a.
we should be talking to
And I
James.
do the jazz hands in the background.
No, I don't trust James.
Well, apparently her name was Mariana. Why?
We have made a connection.
So that you tell. Well done.
Yes, and
Well, we found that some 6 weeks ago. What was his name? The noble that we were looking at.
The young Lord Palace?
Yes.
Yes.
He was attending a party. Yes, some 6 weeks ago. I had because I have the diary. I can pinpoint the actual date.
That would
when
be
this
7 weeks before his death, which would be 10
Yeah.
weeks ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who hosted
happened.
that?
Yeah, who was hosting this party?
Can you give me the exact date?
Yes.
I leave over and give him the exact date.
James, be so good and look through my schedule. 10 weeks ago, who hosted the party I went to? Oh, give me a moment, my lord. He leaves through a schedule. Or at least that's what it sounds like. That would be the era of House Veining.
Hmm.
He was celebrating the partial recovery of his father, who had stayed conscious for almost a week at the time.
Ah,
Ah, right, I remember.
Oh, I just thought of something.
did you notice anything peculiar during this party? For example, some person with whom the young lord was very keen to discuss or converse with.
Well, he always had a sense of one-upmanship with the young heir of House Veining. They had a sort of rivalry going. It was kind of cute to watch the kids. Any other interaction than that? I honestly cannot remember.
Could you tell me how long? You said that the young Lord Valen has become a recluse, right?
Yes.
How long ago was that?
Well, that was after the party.
say
We know this
about
already.
Yes, was that
5,
after the
maybe
party?
6 weeks ago?
Yes. Yeah. Okay, I have thought of something. What if, though, since that the lords recovered the 10 weeks ago when the party was held, right?
It had been stable for a week now, at the time.
Yeah. So, what if along your young lord Valen has made a deal, the continued health of his father for a few measly deaths?
But why
He
would
be-
he want
he
to
be-
keep his father alive if he is going to inherit him?
We do not know, or maybe he's the one that's keeping him under. There is a reason he became a recluse. Dealing with darker powers may have been that reason. As
Okay.
far as we know, everything comes back to this young lord.
Yes. Well, in either case, we should most likely go and talk with him. By the way, is his family? In what sort of business are they involved with? Are they involved with anything extraplanetary?
Yes.
For example, shipping or transportation?
They're nobles. They're involved in pretty much anything.
There
Though
wouldn't be any.
his family has a high stock in military hardware, so to speak. They
there-
have good connections to several Forge worlds.
There wouldn't be any rumor that they are dealing in the cult trade, would there?
What do you mean by cold trade?
Oh, artifacts.
None that I have heard of, and I would not know anyone who would dare to make such allegations.
Thank you.
Final question. If I wish to procure some taxidermied animals, who would I turn to?
Well, most likely taxidermist.
Someone in the someone who
In
from
the
whom
noble-
I could procure something very rare and special. Was there some person like that present at the party?
You would probably order that from off-planet. Considering that anything rare would be hard to find on a planet you're living on. I assume you mean something exotic,
Yes.
the kind that would spark a noble's interest.
Yes, if there was some sort of procurer of these, purveyor of these rare things.
Usually not officially. Many of those supply chains are run by rogue traders and are
unofficially?
quite illegal.
And unofficially?
Unofficially, there are several less reputable sources you could get them from.
But most likely not anyone who would be on a guest list to one of these illustrious parties, I presume.
No, more like people you would meet in a shady alleyway.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, and Emperor be with you.
And you.
I assume he logs off.
He does.
Logs
I-
off.
He hands the combeat back to James.
I don't trust James.
And suddenly Tim starts talking about nonsense. You
No.
know, back in my day, I used to do the...
No,
You know, back
I
in
don't,
my day, we gave blood to the blood god.
I don't know.
I gave
Just-
blood to the blood god before it was mainstream.
Just something along those lines, like and what,
And went just as planned.
like when James asked us about the investigation that we should probably want to deal with him. I don't know. I just something I don't trust.
All right. So should we now move to the House Valen,
Yeah.
or did we have some other things that we should look into before?
It's just a question. This whole time you walked with the firebomb vest on, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I have 5 strapped to my chest and 2 in my pants.
Okay.
Okay. Let me
A
check if
bit
any of
too
the
much
enemies I'm going to pit you
information.
against eventually have las weapons.
What?
If someone kicks me in the balls, things will go badly.
Just saying. If somebody aims at one of those with a long las,
That's why I'm always walking at least 15 meters away from Zadion at all times.
let's just say he's a flaming priest.
I'm going out in a blaze of glory.
You're a very hot man at the time.
You're just stroking his ego now.
As long as he isn't stroking something else.
I'm
Oh.
stroking my Sasha.
We did not need to know that.
Yes. Let's go
Y-
to the
yeah.
pillar house.
Do we need to collect ourselves, go through what we know, or should we just move
Well,
over to Lord Valen's?
a discussion of what we know wouldn't be bad. Let's say we do that along the way.
Yeah.
So a quick out of character question: the Maria is dead, right? She's the
Ariana.
Yes.
She was the second to last victim.
she was the one with the gambling.
No, that was Lady Ortega.
Oh,
oh.
Mariana was the one with the mirror.
Yes. The paranoid one.
Yes.
Is there any change in her writing as she became more and more paranoid?
There's no change in her writing.
But we don't know when these letters actually were written, so it might have
Exactly.
been that the correspondence ended after they got the items.
Yes, but like if you look through them, would some of them stand out to you?
No.
No, though, thinking back, something does stand out to you. The last 2 victims died in the same week.
Yes.
Dun dun dun.
No, just that. They apparently were lovers and died in the same week.
Yes, we know that. And since all of them died, we probably, well, it's probably assured now that the party was the start of all of it. Lordy,
Might be. At least for this one, we don't know where the other items were procured and if they have any connection.
Yes, but both of them were the party and both of them were probably together. So both of them probably procured the item from the same person or the same source.
That's a really high thing too.
Yes, but
Yes.
like they were lovers. And they
Yeah.
were, and I doubt that in the main hall in front of everyone, somebody would just give them that kind of thing. No, I'm thinking more of along the lines like they were somewhere, like in the back room or somewhere, and someone stumbled upon them, or they stumbled upon someone or something. This is of course hypothetically, but
So you can hypothesize as much as you want, but
you never know. We may come to something.
anyway, what we actually know is that these two, they were lovers, and they both ended up with chaos possessed items, and then they died within the same week.
Yes. The question is, were the other 2 victims at the party? Could
Yeah.
we like say that we asked that the Lord Valen, so we don't have to contact him again?
Well, he wouldn't have the guest list of the party.
Yeah,
The
that's true.
ones who would have that would be the ones who
Yes.
held the party.
Yeah, unless he happened to see them at the party.
True.
What else? What else do we know? We know that he got it from at the party,
Yeah,
and
the sun is a
but-
likely suspect.
yeah, but it could also be a person who
It could also be the.
who basically is working outside.
Yes,
It could be just a completely outstanding noble.
it's possible, and it also could be the dying lord trying to reclaim his health back, or trying to just, survive.
I wouldn't go into motives right now. It goes too far. Just
No,
so
but like-
you know that we have what we know, that we're not going to put up elaborate theories. Just wanted to
No,
kind
I
of
just like
collect what we know about this.
I'm thinking about motives for the person we know that may be suspects, because we basically have only those two.
But suspects
the-
are hard to place because it could
Also-
just be heresy.
Yes, it could, but now that I thought about it, what about the father of Mariana? Maybe he was pissed that his daughter was having an affair.
Again, you're making elaborate theories.
Yes.
Can we just move on if
Yeah.
we really don't know anything more? Because otherwise we're just theory crafting, and that doesn't really
Well,
help anything.
we have to suspect everyone. That's like our number
That's
one.
the
goal.
Inquisition.
Yes, that's our number one.
Innocence proves nothing.
Yes.
Can we just glass the planet yet?
I'm going to say no.
But
Orbital compartment, fuck this.
Call the exterminatus. We got this.
well, if we contact the Inquisitor and told him like there was a chaos invasion coming,
He would ask you for proof.
And we would tell him that
And
if you came here to look at it, you would go crazy.
and I would I would roll a natural one on a deception check.
Okay. So that's basically all that we know
Yes,
at this time.
we
Okay.
basically don't know nothing, but
Well, we know something. Let's go to the Lord Valen's house and try to
I'll-
procure the guest list.
don't also forget about the bodies, because we may find something. And since I don't know, should we go look at the bodies or go at the Valen's house first?
I don't know.
Because the longer like we don't do anything with the bodies, the less.
I
What
guess
bodies?
like
The last one of them died 3 weeks ago. You get the strong sense that they have been buried since.
Yes, but like.
yeah, we just go to the graveyard and get a
You
You
fucking
also
shovel.
get the sense that they would find it very displeasing to have their loved ones dug up. And by they, I mean the high nobility.
We could always just like dress.
Well, they don't need to know, right?
We could just dress as priest and just say that we're going to proclaim him a saint.
And they would ask you for proof.
And we would call them
And
heretics
then we
for
would call
doubting
them
us.
Yes,
They are high nobility.
Zadian would burn them all.
Then we'd go, well, do you have any children?
Oh,
Okay.
god damn it, Marcus.
Okay, my vote's for exterminatus. What does everyone else say?
Yeah, sure.
Let's find the. Let's go to Lord Valen and continue our investigation.
Fucking melons everywhere.
All of the melons.
So soon we just meet the guards again at the gate.
Yes.
We tell them the same story.
No, wait. If we tell the same story, the Lord will probably not tell to us.
Also, he happens to not be dead, so investigating his death might be strange.
Hello, you're gonna die.
We are
Really?
from the future.
We are just doing this in advance.
We came by warp travel. We had a really good tailwind. We come from the future. That would be totally canon.
Yeah.
Wait, what was the connection? Because Lord Vale, there was some connection to the Valen house beyond
The
what
part,
we just.
Meaning.
the rivalry.
It
And
was
what?
the rivalry.
the rivalry between the sons. The party was held here, and that's about it.
Wasn't there something to do with the original four deaths? Because I recall that the name would have popped up in those as well.
No, that name popped up in the rumors.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well
So-
then, well, in that case, we could tell them that that we are investigating the recent deaths in the nobility, and we have reason to believe that something that a key to unraveling this mystery might be found here, and we would wish to discuss the matter
Yeah,
with one of the nobles.
We would need some proof or some identification or something.
Arbitae's badge.
Sure.
Yeah, go with that one.
Sure, you could try.
What are we doing exactly again?
We're going to go in there, say we know some things, and we're trying to investigate the deaths, and talking with one of the nobles may help us in investigating the matter.
We would just wish to ask one or two quick questions, and
Be on our
Yeah.
way.
They're implying that the high noble is a heretic, somebody who outranks an inquisitor.
no, we're
The
just
Elder
implying that something very crucial to unraveling the reason why these people died might have happened in this house, and we would wish to ask a few questions
Tread
of the
carefully.
Lord.
Does the High Lord actually outrank the Inquisitor?
A high noble
Nobody-
does outrank an inquisitor.
A
Really?
high noble
I don't
from
think.
just a random planet?
No, that's like a system governor maybe, or but a high noble. There are
High
millions.
nobles are often more powerful than a system governor. They just don't have nominal authority. But the influence they wield is on an extreme scale.
Okay.
One noble house can make life for an inquisitor extremely difficult.
Oh yes, but he can declare them heretics.
He can, but they can fight back. And he likely
Yeah,
would not
you
survive it.
might want to rephrase your story.
Yes.
Well, there is no implication of
Odds
there
are
being,
that the
like,
noble
heresy.
family will own more warships than the Inquisitor does.
That's true.
Well, the
Hell,
Inquisition,
they probably own more warships than the Planetary Defense Force does.
yeah, that's why the Inquisition calls upon the Imperial Navy.
At which point they have to work with officers who are probably in their pockets of the nobles.
So that's why we shoot the nobles first and then call for exterminators so they can't stop it.
That's why we push the button personally.
Again, even Inquisitors don't fuck with nobles without good cause.
Yeah, and like I've said, we are not accusing anyone here of heresy.
Yes.
We're just saying that we have found reason to believe that.
Be careful what you're even implying.
We are not even.
Mhm. You might just wanna keep it as we have some questions about.
Yes, which could be very helpful in finding the reason why nobles are being killed on this planet. That would most likely be something that the noble would be quite interested in preventing.
Some of which have been old acquaintances of the noble. Yes.
Yeah, that could work. Let's go with that.
Try not to die. man.
Force choke. I find your lack of faith in the Emperor disturbing.
So you go to the Waning family estate. Are once again stopped by the guards at the front. What is your business here?
We are investigating the recent deaths of the high nobles, and we would wish to ask a few questions of your lord in regards to finding out who is behind them, and hopefully in
Our
preventing.
lord is not receiving visitors.
Perhaps then one of his butler, perhaps, or some other similar person.
There have been no deaths here.
Acquaintance?
No, but would the young lord allow us a visit? One of his
The
friends?
young lord receives no visitors in his estate at this time.
Thank you then.
Wait, what was he? Wasn't he the rival to the dead person, right?
Yeah, but he's a recluse. Like he's not going on anywhere. He doesn't receive visitors, nothing.
Yes. Well, one of his frenemies has recently, is among those recently deceased. We would wish to ensure that he will not join his
No, don't say that.
friendly
Don't say
rival.
that. That's an implication of trying to kill him. Don't say that.
Yeah, rephrase that.
What would be a good way of?
They're only interested in the well-being of the Lord.
Yes.
Yes, to ensure that these tragic happenstances do not in any way extend beyond those already affected.
That is good to hear. However, my lord has given direct orders that no visitors are to be received to the estate. And as he says estate, the last half of the word is cut off by a piercing scream.
From where?
Roll for initiative.
From inside the estate by a woman.
Okay.
Okay, what do the guards do immediately?
Run.
They run towards it.
Run.
We follow them.
Yeah.
We should
And
follow them.
prepare your arbitrage badge.
I've got that along with my rifle out.
No, it's another suicide.
These-
Yeah, don't. I don't
Don't
think pulling
follow
out weapons at this point could be a very smart idea if we are basically trespassing.
Don't
The
pull it.
hysterical screaming continues, making it rather easy to follow. The guards unwittingly lead you towards the young lord's study, where you find him covered in blood and currently chewing at his arms.
Stop him!
He has already appeared to scratch out his eyes. There's only bloody holes
Can I see one of the
in his eye
artifacts?
sockets.
Can I see one of the artifacts?
There seems to be a strange metal pyramid clutched in one of his hands.
Is it the holocron?
It's clutched in his hands. If
It's
a
a
hologram, it's a very
hologram.
solid hologram.
No, not the hologram. A holocron, like a Star Wars holocron. Like,
No, it's not a holocron. There's no Yoda inside this thing.
but does it look like that?
No, he does not look like a holocron. He doesn't
Does
look
he
like
look
Yoda
like a
either.
bitch?
He looks like a young noble that's tearing out his eyes and is now chewing at his arms.
Okay, is someone
I
try to grapple him?
I move in and try to stop him from further injuring himself.
When
I
And
think-
I'm also saying, stop,
Spirit.
my lord! What are you doing?
Give me the 100.
And I'm going to take a step back, preparing to run.
Yeah, that's
as
probably a
Roll
per-
strength checks.
as the guards are going to try
My
to stop
strength
me.
is 34. God damn it, he rolls better.
Yes, however, his strength is lower than yours.
Booyah!
How many successes?
Someone help me! He is freakishly strong.
The guards quickly step to help you subdue him, and he stops thrashing after about a minute when he loses conscious from the blood loss.
I kick the pyramid from his hand.
Don't suppose anybody knows first aid.
You have a tiger.
Now would be a good time to show the badge.
The young lord is bleeding out currently.
No, it's not. Psyker,
Now it's a
do
good-
your healing stuff. I in the meantime clutched his bleeding arteries and
Alright.
tried to contain the blood loss.
While they're doing that, I'm looking at the artifact. Does it emanate like, if normal person looks at it, does it emanate some kind of aura or something along those lines?
To you? No.
Okay.
Currently
Healer.
the guy is currently bleeding out.
Yeah, I don't
Now-
care.
Not a 9!
You
What?
heal enough of the damage that he is not in danger from dying from blood loss anymore.
Is a because I called for someone to get a medic. He should most likely be arriving quite soon. Noble houses most likely have medical staff on standby.
Yes.
Well, the good thing is we can cross off the young lord from the list of suspects.
Because victims are never suspects. Obviously.
Most of the time. Not
For
willing.
someone creating crazy theories, you are overlooking things.
No, but not a willing suspect. Let's say like that.
The medic enters. What happened here? And immediately starts to bandage the young lord.
I turn to the one of the handmaidens or whatever they were who were screaming and ask what happened. How did they find him?
I came in, changed the bed sheets, and he was there, just chewing at his arms. He's covered in blood. Oh God, is he going to be all right?
I turn to the medic. Is he? Good Chinese
It's hard to say, but he'll probably live. Marcus, you feel a strong psychic presence behind you. Warp presence behind you.
When you turn around, you see
As
the
you,
crowd.
Behind
as
us!
you turn around towards the pyramid, you see that one of the guards has picked it up and currently has
Stop!
Wait. I was looking at it. When I see the guard trying to pick it up, I immediately stop him.
He looks at you questioningly.
Don't touch that.
Do not touch. No, nobody touched that artifact.
Yes, it can
Not
try.
Not before the Arbites has been informed. This is now a crime scene.
We are the arbiters.
I know. And then our Arbites can flash his badge.
Yes.
I am the Arbitrace.
I am the law.
So the Arbitrace has been informed.
Good.
We must report this to higher command. Do not touch
Call the
anything.
cops! Oh wait, where's the cops?
Out of character question. If I just bunch the artifact in a shirt or something, would I gain corruption for taking it?
Sorry, what?
If I just put the artifact inside a bag or something without directly touching it, would I gain corruption?
Probably not,
Okay.
as long as you don't touch it directly.
Yes. So.
Like pick it up like a piece of like a dog poo with a bag around your hands.
Do you have a Koopa's Cooper?
I just take like a shirt from a drawer or something along those lines and put it in that.
Does he have a fireplace? You
As you
could take the fireplace thongs, you know.
As you pick it up through the shirt, while that pyramid seemed solid and looked like it was made out of something like brass,
Yes.
your fingers sink in and feel very little, if any, resistance.
Okay.
Let's
It's almost
go
like
of
a
it.
liquid.
That's an interesting. I put it carefully on the table or something and keep watch over it so nobody touches it.
I turn back to the handmaiden and ask, this item, pointing at the pyramid, how long has your lord been in possession of it?
About, I don't know, 6-7 weeks now?
That is most disturbing.
Where did he get it?
He just brought it back home one day from a party.
Do you know who hosted the party?
Wait, back home from a party 6
Himself!
No, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not even sure which day it was. You could ask the butler. He
I would
keeps the
just-
schedules.
Okay.
Yes. Could you fetch
Thank-
him for us?
Yes. And calm down. We have the situation under control. You did good. Emperor
Okay.
believed you.
She returns 5 minutes. This is James.
Of course.
It's clearly a different person than the
I
butler
don't
of Melon.
understand.
When do we wonder when we meet in the Jeeves?
James, we were told you keep the schedule of the young lord.
Of course, it's a James' duty to keep the schedule.
Yes, 6 weeks ago, your lord was on a party. Would you happen to know where it was, or who hosted it?
Which day exactly?
The one where he got the artifact like a long.
Oh, that
Yeah,
would be about 7 weeks ago.
Yes.
I believe. I'm sorry. I'll have to fetch the schedule.
Then go for it.
That's
Then come.
quite all right. In the meantime, I look around if I can see a storage box, small one, which might have contained the item, or some other obvious place where he would have.
Can I make a perception check for another hidden compartment or something along those lines?
You can make a search check, yes.
Oh, is that should I just do I get any modifiers?
+0.
Okay.
There you go.
Nope.
You find nothing.
I find the artifact I put on the table.
Yeah. You almost
No,
lost
you
it there.
you do not find it.
Dun,
Everybody
dun,
else
dun.
does. You do not.
You look at the wrong table. So I have to roll a search check to find a box, something like a jewelry box, about the size that you could basically put the item inside of it.
You find one.
Okay.
I would suggest
Using some sort of tool or implement, I roll or push the pyramid inside the box and close the lid.
Okay. James returns with the schedule.
And just so you know, I'm taking the box.
Okay. James returns with the schedule. 7 weeks ago, he attended a party hosted by Lady Ortega. It was something of a gambling-themed party, I believe. That was shortly before her death.
When upon his return, did he mention anything about this item? Was he very pleased to be in possession of it?
Yes. In fact, he started doting on it, never leaving it far from him.
Have you noticed any changes in personality in the young lord in the last weeks?
Well, yes, he used to be a very outgoing man, but he started locking himself in his rooms more and more.
Do you think he had did he have a reason for it?
None
he
he shared with me, no.
Okay, so we can assume this is the same as the lady with the gambling. No, with the mirror.
Yes. Do you happen to know if your lord kept a journal of some sorts? Many nobility tend to.
Yes, it should be in his bedroom.
Could you be a dear and fetch it for us? We would wish to see if he has any other mentionings. This might be very well linked to the recent deaths of other nobility.
Of course, sirs. He goes and returns with a book.
Thank you.
There you go.
I proceed to read, starting again a few weeks before before he got the item, and then proceeding to the current date.
Once again, there's some trivialities. You start reading around 8 weeks ago, which was after his party. You eventually get to the passage of the day on which the party was, where you got the pyramid. It reads as follows. I really don't like that selling guy, but he has some amazing merchandise. I'll never know how he got the rank of minor noble, but I'll be damn well pleased if I can keep buying from him. That pyramid is amazing.
Dun dun dun.
Okay, we have a lead.
We have a name.
It's so useful that I can speak High Gothic.
Yep.
Do we have any chance to get inside the room where he has locked in through the whole time?
Yes. In what sort of chambers was he?
I would suppose this
Was he
is the-
secluded?
It was
Did he
locked
seclude
inside his
himself?
study.
And are we inside his study right now?
Well, yes.
Oh, okay.
It's less that he locked himself in, just that he never came out and refused to let anybody in.
Okay, if I look at the same place where the hidden compartment was in the last study, would I find something? Would I find something?
You look and there doesn't seem to be a hidden compartment.
Is the room normal, or is there some obvious things out of the ordinary? Potentially some sort of shrine, or odd symbols, or weird stacks of books, or something.
There's a lot of blood around where you try to shoot through his arteries.
Is it something out of the ordinary?
I'm sorry.
That's completely normal.
No, everything is normal for a noble. Meaning there is some extravagant books. Everything else is extravagant as well. But really nothing you could put your hand on and say, that's strange.
Okay.
Okay. So I think
What do you? He's still unconscious, so I asked the medic to take good care of his lord, obviously, and to report to us when he has regained consciousness.
Yeah. We give him our microbit frequency so he can contact us.
Who are you?
Can you flash him the Arbites patch?
Yes, exactly.
We're with the Arbites.
Of course. I shall contact you.
Thank you. Emperor be with you, and speed healing to your lord.
Emperor be with you too.
So, let's contact Lord Mill and ask about this trader.
And we should contact our
Brutus.
Cerberus, I mean Brutus, and tell him that we have a object, a fifth one in our possession.
Okay.
I think that should be our primary concern.
So I guess I will call up Interrogator Brutus.
Yes.
I'd say, Brutus, we have a new development.
Yes. We have a considerable lead, and we found one of the new artifacts. We found one of the artifacts.
No, not one of the artifacts, an additional artifact.
Let me continue. The bad news is that another of the nobles is dead.
What?
That
Not
is troubling news.
Almost dead. Half dead. Tried to kill himself. Sorry.
We
Oh,
prevented
so he
another
still lives?
attempt of suicide.
Good work.
Yes. He's currently being held by his in his house and being tended to by the medical staff. Hopefully he will regain consciousness. And we shall interrogate or question him once he does. But we are currently in possession of one of these items. We believe it to be tainted.
Believe.
Where would you wish to have it delivered?
Bring it to Lord Mellon. He will make sure it gets to me.
Okay.
And just a
Understood.
word of warning, it is not one of the other four.
So there's a fifth one.
Can I ask him about the trader, like if he ever heard of him?
Of course you can.
Yeah, so, have you ever about the minor noble? What was his name? Solomon?
Selen.
Selen. Have you ever heard about him?
Yes, he has risen to the rank of nobility a few years ago, mostly through money.
Would you know where you would find this sword?
How did he make his fortunes?
That is a bit of a mystery.
Not really.
He has some overt mercantile contacts and interests, but they don't account for his vast wealth.
Would you know where we would find this lord?
Yes, he has a small manor on the less reputable parts of the higher hives. Basically the spires. Which of course is still noble territory, just minor noble territory.
Okay, if you could give us the address, we would be most grateful.
Of course, and he gives you the address.
Okay.
Oh, that's all we needed.
I think we should drop this item off at Lord Mellon. Hopefully Brutus can analyze or do something with it and give us some extra information later on.
Then we should head straight to the minor noble's house.
No,
Yes.
okay. And out of character, Can I keep the pyramid that, let's say, it was sanctified or purified or something, and just keep it as a normal item?
I am pretty sure the Inquisitor would frown upon that.
No, like, I don't want to keep the pyramid, but let's say he took it, he destroyed the demon or whatever it was inside, and it's a normal object now. Could I keep that?
Is it because it's shiny?
No,
No, it's
yeah,
because he wants to have memoirs.
yes, like I have a sacrificial knife, a silver knife, a nice watch, a set of noble clothes.
I'll think about it.
Okay.
If
not-
You can keep the box.
That's
Yes,
true, you can keep the box.
yes, but I want a pyramid. It's more memorable.
if you start babbling and mumbling in 2 hours and say something like "my precious,"
No, but
then
I
we're very aware of you.
because you never know when those things are going to be useful.
I'll think on it.
Okay.
But it'll be a long time till you find out.
Okay.
So we head back to Lord Melon to drop off the artifact.
Yes, but I keep the box.
No, you would actually give the box as well because
Well, I open it to him.
you drop the artifact out of its protective box and leave it lying on the ground so that someone will touch it and become infected.
No,
Are you insane?
No, I put it on the table. But I tell him that I expect the box back.
Who in their right mind does that? No one.
Did you
Keep it in the
forget?
box.
Did
He is not of his own mind. Kill him.
Someone has been tainted by the artifact.
No, did you forget who I was playing, Kai?
No, but I assume that's he. But considering how much he knows about chaos, he would not
No.
willingly take the artifact out
No,
of the
I'm going-
box after we have
I'm-
managed to get it inside.
I'm going to do this. I give him the box. I send to him. I expect it back.
Yeah, sure, that works.
If you want the box, you
Yes.
can get back the box.
Yes, I want the box, but also the pyramid.
I am fairly sure that is not going to happen.
Well, fairly sure he's not 100% sure.
I doubt Grexus will give you a chaos artifact.
Well, I don't want it to be a chaos artifact. I want it to be just a memento.
It would be a sweet paperweight.
Yes, something along those lines.
All right.
Lord Melon
Well-
mutters something about
Wrestling
insane people
soup?
wanting chaos artifacts for paperweights.
Yes.
Who doesn't?
Okay.
And he's right minded.
Did you have anything else that we wish to discuss with Lord Melon at this time?
Yeah, we should ask him about the trader also. Maybe he knows something more. So I assume we give him, come to him and give him the artifact and Lord
Yes.
Vela.
You
Lord-
did just give him the artifact.
Yes,
Yeah.
Lord Vela.
Um,
You wouldn't happen to know anything about the minor
Rest-
noble Celan, would you?
Some slimy cretin, young money,
Yes, but
bought his way into nobility.
he is connected to the murders.
apparently, he was the person from whom the young Lord Valen procured this particular artifact from.
I'm not surprised. There was always some rumor mongering about how he made his fortune.
Is there?
Nobody really knows.
What sort of rumors were they?
Oh, the usual that happen when nobody knows where money is coming from. Assassination, crime. Some had some very fanciful tales about ancient ruins on Holy Terra, where he found, what was it? I believe an STG for a new tank design. You know the crap.